Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses that are customized to your needs and are conveniently delivered right to your doorstep. Simply take the sleep quiz to match your body type, sleep preferences, and mattress firmness to the mattress that suits your needs. And if you're like me and you share a bed, you can still find a mattress that will meet both of your needs. And I happen to be a side stomach sleeper and my husband is a back sleeper. We took the sleep quiz and it matched us with the Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe. We love it. It complements both of our sleep positions and it has a nice squishy top, yet it remains firm enough and supportive enough that our backs feel supported. We've gotten great sleep, especially when we compare it to our old mattress, which we inherited and had for so many years. We moved that mattress so many times and it desperately needed to be replaced. Give thanks to our old mattress, but our new mattress really is a dream. We've had our mattress now for almost a year and our backs feel great, we feel supported, and we're getting really great sleep. I also really liked that our mattress arrived in a cardboard box that made it really easy to maneuver and manage. I was able to install it myself and get it up a narrow flight of stairs. Super convenient and really easy to install. Helix delivers right to your doorstep for free within the US. Helix Sleep also offers a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. If after 100 days you're not happy with your mattress, Helix Sleep will pick up your mattress and give you a full refund. Our kiddos also have Helix Sleep mattresses and they love them. They love being in their grown-up beds and they've been sleeping really well, which means I sleep really well. So click the link down below to see how you can receive up to $200 off your Helix Sleep mattress and 2 free pillows. Big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video and for their continued support. Now today, I'm going to be attempting to make holographic chocolate. Chocolate that has holograms on it. Now, I first heard about this from an NPR article I heard years ago, and a Swiss company figured out how to put holograms onto chocolate. And at the time, I said, that sounds amazing, but way too complicated. Hold on a minute, we can do this. We can do this in our own kitchen. Well, at least I'm going to attempt to do it. Just here on YouTube, I watched Action Lab's video, Applied Science's video, and Tech Ingredients. All of them are great. They go really into the nitty-gritty of why this works and how it works. So I'll put those links down below in case you're interested. I of course also watched Christine's video at Simply Illogical, hilarious video, but all of them had really great tips on how to do this. So this is actually very simple. We're going to be taking a hologram and imprinting the holographic pattern onto chocolate, but it gets very technical. So we first need to prepare our chocolate by tempering it. I've talked about tempering before. If you missed my bean to bar video I did a few years ago, one of my most ambitious recipes for sure, where I took a cocoa pod and fermented and did everything I needed to do and grind it and made it into a chocolate bar. A very triumphant recipe experiment for sure, but a very laborious one. So in that one I talked a lot about tempering chocolate, and basically we are controlling the crystallization process of chocolate. Now before your eyes roll over, I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. Chocolate can occur in 6 different phases of crystallization. Now we want the beta phase. This is that beautiful glossy shiny chocolate that has that gorgeous snap when you eat different kinds of chocolate confections, candy bars, and it goes snap and it's just gorgeous. We want the beta phase. So basically tempering is a process where we control the crystallization. Otherwise it becomes kind of random inside the chocolate. It can be one of all these 6 different phases or a combination of all those. And we want to isolate it down to the beta phase. And the way we do that is by controlling the temperature of the chocolate. So there are lots of different techniques to tempering. Today I'm going to be using a sous vide. It sounds like a fancy word. It's just a French word for a technique in which we control the water bath in which we're cooking. So it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's really a beautiful thing. This little doohickey here controls the temperature of the water bath. So we can never overcook the food. The food can only get as hot as the water bath is. Isn't that brilliant? The reason why I'm using a sous vide is it's a really easy, great way to control temperature because it can't get over the temperature I set it at. as I said earlier, there are lots of different ways to temper chocolate. I'm using a sous vide because I found the least messy and again, very easy to control because I'm using this little machine here to control the temperature. There are techniques where you use marble and you spread the chocolate out to cool it, and then you add some seed chocolate and that works just great, but I would rather use machines to help me. I'm using some good quality dark chocolate here. This is Valrhona Febs, and it has a beautiful temper, nice and snappy, and of course, delicious tasting. That snap, that's what we're looking for. So let me walk you through the steps of what I've done so far. I took the chocolate, put it in a plastic bag. You can use a Ziploc bag, but water and chocolate are mortal enemies. If any water gets in your chocolate, it will seize and it will be awful. So I opted to use vacuum sealed bags. Then I have a perfect optimal seal. Bring it up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Now this is for dark chocolate. If you're using milk chocolate, the temperature will be a little bit lower because it has a different amount of chocolate mass to cocoa butter ratio. I know, I told you this is technical. This is why I'm wearing this getup here. I brought it to 122 degrees and then held it there for 15 minutes to make sure everything is loosened up and melted. We've broken all of the chocolate crystals. Now we're going to cool it down to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the optimal temperature for beta crystals. Then I kept it there for 15 minutes. Now it's important during this 15 minutes to squeeze the bag to make sure the chocolate is well mixed and that the crystals are well distributed. So do that throughout this whole process. After we've held it at 82 degrees for 15 minutes, we're going to increase the temperature to 90 degrees, just by 8 degrees. And we're going to hold it there for 10 minutes before we're ready to use it. But Kenji Lopez Alt said in his sous vide chocolate recipes that he's been able to hold the chocolate for hours at 90 degrees with no ill effects. Brilliant, right? Because that's one of the problems with tempering chocolate is that once you get it to that sweet spot, if you do it with the traditional technique, you only have a few minutes to work with it. But by using the sous vide technique, you can hold it for quite a while. Besides the tempering for the chocolate, we have more science explaining the holographic effect. So what we're going to be using is a diffracting gradient, which is a fancy word for a piece of plastic film that has essentially very thin, tiny mirrors on it. And what happens when the white light shines on it, it diffracts or bends the light, displaying a hologram. Now these little lines in the plastic are actual little ridges. And what we're going to be doing is taking our chocolate and trying to get it to fill those little ridges so that they transfer onto the chocolate and they too bend the light into a rainbow effect. Sounds great, right? And super simple. Now I've watched lots of videos on how to do this and it's tricky. You have to make sure you get the chocolate on the right side. You have to make sure your chocolate is tempered. And when you peel the plastic off, there is a little bit of technique as well. So we'll see if it works. Let's keep our fingers and toes and everything crossed. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So now my chocolate has been sitting in the sous vide for about 10 minutes now at 90 degrees. We are ready to do our first pour. In this baking sheet, aluminum baking sheet, I've got some parchment paper and 2 sheets of the diffracting gradient. Now it's really important to have the right side facing up when you pour the chocolate because we need all of those diffracting ridges to transfer onto the chocolate. So I just got the sous vide and it makes a kind of annoying hum. That's that sound you're hearing. But maybe you can hear this. Hear that? It's a little bit of a squeak. It's kind of like those lenticular stickers. You ever get one of those? When you move the sticker, it looks like it's animated. It has those little ridges on it. It's kind of like that. So this is the side I believe that should be facing up. If this doesn't work, then we'll have to retry it. So that's what I have here. As I said earlier, water and chocolate do not mix. If you get any water in your chocolate, it will seize. That means it will get hard and firm and you'll have to throw it away and start over. Well, you eat the chocolate, but it won't be tempered. So we have to make sure we get no water in our chocolate. So thoroughly dry this bag off. I'm going to keep my water bath going here because I want to keep the chocolate at temper in case I have to repeat this for some reason. In here, there's a little seam in there. Make sure you dry that seam out too. I usually do this with Ziploc bags. This is the first time I've actually tried it with vacuum sealed bags. I just wanted that peace of mind knowing that no water would get into my chocolate. But you can do it with Ziploc bags. I would say double bag it if you're doing that. I'm going to snip the end, distribute our chocolate, kind of work quickly here. So pour the chocolate over the film and spread it out. I melted about 8 ounces of chocolate, so about a ½ pound for this experiment. Chocolate ideally cools at a temperature about 42 to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. So I'm actually going to pop this in the refrigerator though, just to get a quick set. Zipper bag like that, doubled. Place this back into the sous vide. Boop. Alrighty, my lovelies, I'm going to place this in the refrigerator, and about 20 minutes later, we'll see if this worked. Please work. Alrighty, lovelies, I'm back. Let's take the chocolate out and see what we've got. Looks good, doesn't it? Let's turn these over and we'll remove the plastic. Now, when Christine did this, she had these little bubbles here, and she let the bubbles kind of come up, and these were the areas that actually had the hologram. So she was pushing on it, and it kind of allowed the air to go through and the hologram to appear better. But I don't know, I'm not even seeing anything, so I hope I don't have to try this again. That would be terrible. Got a little bit right there on that edge. Oh, it did work. It did work. Oh my gosh, yes. So it did work. Just a little more subtly than I had hoped. But it did work. I do see some holographic effects. All right, all right. All right, my lovely, so I was packing up and cleaning up the studio. I had a little bit more chocolate and I was not satisfied with the first results, so I poured the remaining chocolate on extra pieces of film and I got better results. Now, the first attempt, my room was very hot. I cooled it off and I made sure that the chocolates were in the refrigerator. And when I turned them over, I gave them a little gentle pressure to create a larger air bubble. I learned this from Christine's video, and lo and behold, it created more surface of little holographic rainbows. Let me show you. Rather than using your finger, which is hot, use like a spoon or something to kind of gently press on these air bubble spots to create larger patches of bubbles. And this will increase the surface area of the rainbows that will appear. And sure enough, we did. I'm just gonna peel this off. Look at that, hello, hollow. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Now the areas that didn't have any air pockets are blank, but the air pockets reveal the gorgeous rainbow. Yeah, so happy about that. Beautiful. And let's give it a taste so I can show you that indeed this is edible. Beautiful, dark chocolate, a little bit of acidity, not overly sweet, delicious. And it happens to have a rainbow shimmer on it too. Not half bad. So thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to see how you can receive up to $200 off your Helix Sleep mattress and 2 free pillows, click a link down below. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!